Hi guys, I'm back today with two plates from Dixie Plates. I've got Mega Mani Mix 02 and I have got Typography. Alright, let's take a look at Mega Mani Mix 02, and this has a little bit of everything. Alright, and then here is Typography, and this has basically some fonts for you to play around with, and then a couple of full nail images down here with various kinds of scripts, and then some thought bubbles, and I will come back to that. Alright, so first, looking at Mega Mani Mix 02. If you are a beginner and you don't have a lot of different plates, this is a great plate to start with because it gives you a little bit of everything. So you've got these great little florals that you can do all kinds of fancy techniques like LED lighting or what have you with that, or just do one pass. Then you've got some gorgeous negative space images that you can play around with that let those really, those specialty polishes or whatever shine through. Nice little lace, and with the edge on that lace, of course, you can play around with that a little bit. So you can practice, doing fun little French manis or little half moon decorations. Or, of course, you could just play around with like having half of your nail having the lace come over half of your nail and have that beautiful free edge like that. Then we've got some animal prints here, some like crocodiles and some snakes and some leopards or cheetahs or whichever you want there. And then a couple of like, this is like a Victorian one here, and beautiful that you can play around with this with different kinds of dots, go in with a dotting tool and do different kinds of different rows of different colors. I actually just did a video recently about using dotting tools to kind of bump up your stamping, so I will link that down in the description box. I love images like this. Great texture and go under just about anything, and really just even beautiful on its own. So like I have something here that's kind of similar. It is from a different plate, but just to kind of give you a sense here, you can see that this is like a splatter, and it just looks really pretty all on its own, a simple easy mani. And this is even a little bit, with the splashes and the stripes kind of together. I think that's really cool. Then you've got not chevrons but waves, and again you can kind of play around with that. So you could do French tip, just take those top ones. You could even just kind of go in like this with the French tip and do something like that. You could play around again with just having that kind of go up your nail like that. So fun stuff to do there. A couple of plaid patterns, a more diagonal one, a more vertical one. And then I love these little constellations you can play around with, and like this to me looks like two people kind of walking down a street, and this looks like kind of like somebody doing like a handstand if you turn it that way. So I'm seeing people in these. I don't think I'm supposed to, but I love that you can get like a quick little galaxy kind of deal going on with those constellations there. So if you don't have very many stamping plates, this covers a lot of different bases for you, and I love that about it. All right, this is definitely what I would call an advanced stamping plate, because when you're pulling off the different letters like this, that's a little bit trickier than you got to know what you're doing a little bit more with the stamper. So but I love plates like this because if you like writing things on your nails, and especially if you're like me, I love putting a monogram on my nails, just an M, on my nails. So I love to have different sorts of fonts to do that with. Here, if you've got smaller nails, if you want to like spell out a word on a single nail, you're going to want to stick to the smaller fonts. But like stuff like this, I think this is really only meant, in my opinion, to be one letter per nail. So you could do something like this to spell out love, or whatever kinds of words that you want. And I love that these are negative space. So like for example, I've got this kind of pale purple. I could stamp this over in a darker purple, and my M is actually going to be the pale purple underneath. So I think this is my first negative space alphabet that I have. How gorgeous would this look over this image here. You could stamp this one first and then use a masking technique over it. And I have a couple videos, I'll link those down below too, showing you that. And then stamp this on over that, even in the same color, and it'll look like it's part of the image. That would be really cool. This reminds me of like the C from the old school Coca-Cola bottles, like way back in the day before I was even born. So I love this kind of fancy scrolly script. I think like this font looks gorgeous with pretty much any of these flower ones here, with these two as well. And then sort of a more basic typescript. This one is just fun, and like I see this with Halloween manis, I see this with like kids manis, anything that's kind of whimsical and cute. And then you can turn this into baby blocks that spell out anything you want. I think that would be adorable, especially if you're doing like a baby shower manicure kind of thing. Or you could use this to spell out, they're a little bit smaller, so you could spell out a few things across your nails. You can isolate these pretty easily. I mean, it's possible, but again, like I say, we're talking advanced techniques. These whimsical ones down here go gorgeous, like with these wavy lines. I think that would be really, really cool. And then, of course, if you played with like having plaid on two nails and spelling something out with these boxes on another, I think that would be cute. And I think that these galaxies here go beautifully with this splotch as well. So these thought bubbles here, yeah, you're definitely with these, you're going to be working with the smaller fonts if you want to actually spell something out. But you don't, you know, you could use these for other things as well. I love this with the kind of different symbols. This to me looks like a newspaper maybe, and maybe like some sort of Asian newspaper. And then I just love this for any kind of background, even just on its own. Like I could see it at Lunar New Year having a red manicure stamping this in gold, or a gold manicure and stamping this in red. You could even do, you could do this in red and then do foil stamping with gold foil, and that would be super festive for Lunar New Year. That would be gorgeous. So Dixie Plates full nail images are usually 2.5 centimeters by 2.1 centimeters, but of course everything on this is a different size. So let me kind of quickly show you with the centimeters and the inches there, and then with the centimeters and the inches this way, so you can see how big these different fonts are and how that's going to work for you. All right, now let's go play. That delicate chintz, I love how soft and pretty that is. Here's some like urban cheetah graffiti for the days when I'm just feeling wild. And here's some purple with the gold dots and some added little kind of magenta-y dots. And then let's face it, we all have those days where we just feel hot. Now you can tell the world. Alright, I will link everything down below, and thank you for watching. Wow.